people don't understand how hard Division One football is, even for guys with your insane athletic ability. What have you kind of learned about the process and the personal business for you of trying to, to make that step?
I think what a lot of people don't realize is like, yes, I was probably the best player on my team here, but so was everybody else that was there. So like everybody at the Division One level was like the best player on their team when um, when they were in high school, and I think it just comes to a work ethic standpoint of how to get on the field, and um, it's really hard to uh, stay stay locked in the whole time you're there because I mean this past season we were there for 7 months straight and didn't really get to come home at all and that a lot has to do with mental how you are on your mentals and everything like that and I feel like um, just this season was a really big part of, well, at least for me, being able to understand how hard this really is and how hard you really have to work. And you just have to be the same person every day and come in with the mindset of that you want to play. And a lot of our team gets that, and that's why we have so many competitors, and I think it's just great for our team, and that's the reason why we had the success we did this year.
You've always been a super mature guy. That was never part of the issue for you, but it is eye opening, isn't it? And what advice would you give? There's a lot of kids out there that want to be the next Jirehl Brock. What advice would you give them, or would you go back and give you going back in to go, hey, this is something I didn't know about how hard this process is?
I think really it's just being the same person every day. Like I mean, in high school, like um, I would honestly I would take days off, and you really can't do that at the next level. Even if you're in a good position, you really can't take days off at all, and because once you take a day off, then somebody else is going to creep up behind you, and I mean, Coach Douglas always said you either get better or worse. You never stay the same, and it really that speaks loudly in college football.
From a standpoint for you, I mean, I think the athletic side of things has always been just something that has come so God givenly natural to you. But you did get a new strength and conditioning group this year, and the changes in you are noticeable. What have you noticed in your own skill level with that kind of focus now? Specific focus, seems even more football specific focus from strength and conditioning at Iowa State.
I think it just has to do with the time that I've been there, and it'll continue to grow as I'm there longer. But I had a off season with the strength and conditioning coaches and everything like that, and even this past summer, it was really we really had to get to it because we didn't have much time because we didn't have spring ball or anything like that, and our strength and conditioning staff is amazing. They do everything to accommodate the player and making sure that we're in the best position that we can be when it comes to season.
Do you notice more power in yourself when you're taking reps now? Do you notice that strength?
Yeah, I mean it's really noticeable for me just how much not easier, but how much second nature everything is to me when running the ball. Just the strength and putting the strength that I have in the weight room onto the strength that I have on the field.
You obviously had the breakthrough this year where you got out on the field and you did some wonderful things. And I know last year was hard because you're not used to that position. But to be able to do that this year, and I know your situation with Brees is kind of tough because you're stuck behind a Division One first team All American. But I mean, obviously, you have a really important niche on this team, and it's growing. That's got to be gratifying for all the work you put in.
Yeah, and I think it's really just me understanding how much work that it really takes, and me going to work every day, and then my coaches encouraging me, my teammates encouraging me, and just learning as I go along. Brees is a great running back that I learned from that we both pick from. Kene Nwangwu was a really good running back also that I mean, Brees and I looked up to him as our big brother, and just learning from him and how he goes to practice every day and and is the same person every day and just um, does exactly what he's supposed to do when he's supposed to do it, and how long he's been there is just the experience for him. And I think the experience for me and any other of the young guys will help us significantly in the future.
You guys kind of have been at the building block, your recruiting class of this success. I mean, you guys have kind of been at the forefront of it. Now when guys come in, there's a different feel, isn't there, on campus to what you guys are and who you are and what you get a chance to be involved with? How proud are you of the trajectory this program's taken since you guys this recruiting class got there?
I mean, my recruiting class was really good, and we had a couple of freshmen that played as freshmen, and then we have guys that are stepping up now. That are playing and doing really big things for us. And I see on Twitter, like after games and everything like that, the recruiting classes behind us are doing they're happy for us. They're excited to get here and be a part of it. And I think that's just a big part of what Coach Campbell is doing. He's getting guys excited to come play for us. At one time it wasn't like that. It was like people were wondering why you were going to Iowa State. But I think the senior class now and the senior class last year, and even in the past, Coach Campbell's first year, I feel like they did a big thing of turning this program around.
I got to ask you from a personal standpoint, because I know you know this is a business. You've understood this at a level that most people don't because you approach it that way. But you hear the rumors about Matt Campbell in the NFL. Is there a sense of panic when that started getting out a little bit, or did you guys kind of know he'd come back?
I mean, during the season we really don't think about that, and after the season, I mean, we feel like we have a great enough relationship with Coach Campbell that if if he were to choose to go somewhere else, I feel like he would tell us first before he told the media or anything like that. So I don't think it's something that we really worry about because of the relationship that we have with him, and we feel like he's all in on us.
There's a wonderful window for you and for this team next year. I mean, I know that you've just gone through a long slog, but how excited are you to get back and get back at it? Because I know you live for this.
Um, I mean, when we get back, we're gonna get right to it. So I can't wait for that. Just the opportunity of working out with the guys and just being with the the new guys that we're gonna get and seeing the team that we have for next year because of the seniors that departed and the people that transferred and everything like that. Just seeing the team that we're gonna have and working out with them and just creating that bond again closer and getting better together.
But for the grace of God, you could be in a position and I know you still have friends at Quincy High that they're at in a holding pattern, waiting and waiting. I mean, what are your thoughts for them, Jirehl, and just this whole weird situation in Illinois? Do you feel bad for guys who I know have been lifelong friends for you who aren't getting a chance to play?
I do feel bad. I mean, I live in Iowa, and they had football this year. I watched their state championship game and everything like that, and it's just sad to see that kids in Illinois don't get that. Obviously, me being from Illinois, if I were to go through that at that time, I wouldn't have been happy either. So I don't blame anybody, coaches, players, for being mad at the fact that they're not playing football because, I mean, all around the world, people are playing football. I don't know why Illinois can't.
Last one for you. I know the trajectory is phenomenal, and you talk about working every day and being the same guy every day and going to get it. I mean, if that continues for you, you're going to get a chance to fulfill those dreams that you've long had in this sport and away from this sport as well. Is it good to take a little break and get home from that just a little bit? Does that kind of recharge the battery for what you know is the business of your business moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, just being able to take a step back and then be with family and everything that I haven't been with for 7 months. And I saw my mom and my dad and my brother mostly when they would come up to games and everything like that. But other than that, I haven't really spent any time with them. And just being able to do that, spend time with friends, it just kind of brings me back down, even because of how high we were. As a team, we were just going and going and going, bringing it back down and coming back home and being with family and friends. It's been great to, for my mental health. I think that's what it really comes down to is the mental health that my family and everything helps me bring back.